Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. I've done alright, 'cause it's time to talk about a nice potential investment. It is the end of March right about now, and you should start considering looking at Christmas skins and making, well, some considerations. So, recently I made this video right here, Ruskins 2025, recent, past, present, and future expectations. And pretty much at the end of this video, I kind of give you a little nudge, a little indication that yes, we have noticed a lot of skins have basically stopped going down in price. You should start looking at all of them and make considerations for investments. But more specifically, you might want to consider looking at Christmas skins right about now. More specifically, the recent Christmas skins. So, of course, you might recall that we had the 2024 Christmas skins. We had 3 weeks of it, which was a big surprise. And all those skins right about now, you should start taking a look at. And I'm going to give you a nice little showcase in regards to, well, what I mean. So, this is the SEMM website. And if we could just go to the top right here, you'll see a little time notch, and I can easily skip to previous weeks from previous years. And here is the first week of Christmas for 2024, and here we are. Now, don't be surprised with the prices. That was expected. I've said this many times in the past. When you have a brand new Christmas rush store, you should fully expect them to just go instantly down in price, and they'll reach a low point around March, April time. Well, it just so happens that it's around March, April time right about now. So, if I'm to look at all of these skins, what personally would I, want to look at? Well, honestly, if you could go back to my predictions videos and whatnot, I'll talk about what I thought was probably the best things to look at. But right now, I guess I could look at the locker. Oh, we've got the cutesy looking polar bear rock. We've got the jackhammer. I might even bring up the clothing again. So, over to here, you can see the Frosty's locker. And I'm incredibly surprised to see that that is sitting there at 89 cents. Right. So, do you honestly think that's going to stay like that forever? When you look at the actual layout of the listings, there's no huge big fat walls. There's 46 listings. There's not that much there. And over the course of the next, how many months? 8 months? Once we reach around November and December time for 2025, don't you think that might be in a much better position? I'm just pointing it out. So let's also just quickly remind everybody, do you remember the fridge? All right. Now, that actually got bought out a lot more recently with the anticipation for the cooking update. But with its first year of existence, right, that wasn't doing super great. But throughout 2024... that had a very fun climb. So let's just show this off. Initially, and we just said that all Christmas skins, all the brand new ones, you should expect them to just do this. But it drops off, reaches a low point around the beginning of March, and then rises, 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 rises. And it has a pretty nice high point there at around, the middle of December, went all the way up to about $4.50. That specifically was when we saw the locker being accepted, so collection continuation appears. Then it drops off afterwards. Oh, hang on a minute, fridges might be a lot more interesting now, they might be a lot more important. Buyout. So, yeah, that happened, but the main focus is, look what happened like here, alright? So that was the low point, that was what happened afterwards, and based on what we're seeing with the locker at the moment, we're kind of around here at the moment. So, what do you reckon you might want to do? Just saying. So, I already bought a bunch of those lockers myself. Might want to go grab a few. Someone's already buying some. But yeah, there you go. That's just for your consideration. Let's also take a look at the polar bear rock. So, I've also kind of had a bit of a problem with the rock skins we've been seeing recently. There's a lot of the cutesy, silly, fun little animal designs. I know. But this was the first ever Christmas one of these. I just got to point this out. Don't be surprised if we see another one for Christmas 2025. Maybe someone does a cute Grinch or something. I don't know. Penguin. Anyway, so that has next to nothing going on here. 1116, 1117, 1111. There's nothing there, right? Now, just to remind you, that's sold at what? $2.49? Yeah, okay, yeah. If this is at its lowest price, so let's now find that out. What is your lowest point? Well, you might notice it went down. And it's just kind of stagnated ever since then. It looks like it is slowly going back down here, but it's not dramatically going down anymore. That's it. That is probably at its worst point. What do you reckon this is going to be like once we reach around November later this year, December later this year? Maybe we'll see another polar bear skin being produced. I don't know. But him, with a cute little Santa hat, I don't think it'll be sitting there at $1.60 forever. I think he's going up. So again, for your consideration, what do you think you might want to do next? Because there really ain't that much there. And it's an easy climb. Now, again, you should also take this into consideration. Other people probably will notice the prices improving, and they might see, oh wow, I can make 50 cents profit, and probably unload their stock. That very likely might happen. There's many months in between from now till November and December time, but you should always expect the best prices will be November and December. And that's basically been the routine over the past several years. I've made many other videos talking about this, but I realised a lot of people didn't fully realise that, these Christmas skins are probably very viable at the moment. So let's now also just bring up another skin. So we have the recent Gingerbread Jackhammer. That is currently sitting there at 94 cents. We were basically expecting that because we've had another Christmas Jackhammer in the past. But again, looking at that, 1, 2, 10. Okay, that's not too bad, but nothing, like nothing. And then again, go over to here. And that, again, it doesn't look like it's going down any lower. If anything, it looks like now it's starting to go up in price. So there, and here we go. But also take this into consideration. Like I said, there is another Christmas-themed jackhammer. Maybe this doesn't go up super high, but like if you bought it all for about $1 now, you'd probably at least be able to flip it for probably around double the price around November time. Again, don't be surprised. But there might be another like Christmas-themed jackhammer again. So again, be a little bit wary. So moving on, here we have some frozen pants and frozen hoodies. I basically said when I first saw this, it's like budget Christmas gang. So there's originally, let me just show you. Christmas gang hoodie and pants is probably at like $1.50, $2 now. But this is like the go-to Santa set for some clothing and armor. Here we go. Yeah. It's basically $1.50 and $2.50. That is, of course, quite pricey. Now, it depends who you are. I don't know how much money you have, but I don't think everybody wants to fork over like $5 every year for some Christmas hoodie and pants. Now, at the moment, it has gone down a fair bit, but again, once we reach the Christmas time, that'll go back up again. It routinely does this every single year. But, of course, we recently saw these being made. Oh, here you go. No, wrong one. Where is it? I've lost it. I'm looking for the hoodie. Where is he? There you are. There's only 33 of these on the Steam market, and there's only 36 of these in the Steam market. I sat here and basically expected that these were going to reach a fairly low price at some point over the course of March, April time, like all the other skins. And I really did think this was going to get super cheap. Have you bought any of these with a buy order? Because if I could just go down over to here, I can show you that went down. Now that kind of still looks like it's still trending downwards. Okay. But again, remember, in regards to holiday-themed skins, more specifically clothing and armour, if you do see a collection continuation in next year, doesn't matter, that's still spike in demand, spike in price, all right? So, yes, it looks like it's pretty down bad at the moment, but the possibility of seeing Frozen Santa Tier 2 or Frozen Santa Tier 3 is pretty good. It's pretty good, I'm just saying. So, yes, look at it now, make considerations. Is that the lowest point? All right, fair enough. Let's see what happens next, okay? Last year, we had a pretty cool-looking Serious Santa Tier 3 set. We didn't see a collection continuation, unfortunately, but the face mask still went from like 60 cents to like $2, $3 at one point. It was ridiculous. People wanted to dress up as a Serious Santa. I'm just saying. So yes, okay, you've probably got the general gist now. So we're just going to go through some of these other skins, and we're just going to kind of have like a nice conclusion. So that was week 1. If I want to skip ahead to week 2, remember, time notch in the top right, 2024, Christmas week 2, and here we are. Now, what interesting things do we see here? Well, if I can recall, we had the very nice looking anime girl sheet the door, the hammer, that was the second hammer skin that was marketable to be accepted in all of 2024. At the very end of the year, yippee! But that was interesting, it was special. We also have the sheet metal double door here, we have a backpack. So, alright, off we go, let's go take a look at this. So, when I looked at that, I thought, okay, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to appreciate it, like it. I thought it was going to sell very nicely. It did. It did about 30,000 subscribers, but I still expected it to drop off pretty badly. Like most skins, it will go down because it's a Christmas themed skin. And it's, January, February, March, April. No one's going to care about that afterwards. So yes, this has dropped off. And just to remind myself, what was the actual price? It was in fact $2.49. Now you're sitting here at just above $1. But guess what? It's at its lowest point now. Scroll, 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 scroll. And what do you see? It's already starting to go up in price. That's like a perfect showcase of that. So immediately after Christmas, down. But now, what could happen next? Well, I'd like to see another Anime Girl deployable skin next year for Christmas, later this year for Christmas. Double door, garage door. I don't know. I just need to see more. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets produced. The skin creator clearly was very happy that 30,000 of them sold, and I'm pretty sure he'd probably want a lot more as well. So keep an eye out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another anime girl for Christmas. Now over to here, we have the Gingerbread Hammer, and I did point out when I first saw this, we've had other Christmas themed hammers in the past. But here's the fun thing. We can compare to them right now. So there's only 34 of these in the Steam market. It's all thin, so 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And just to point out, how am I able to see more of these listings, more of these buy orders? I'm using Steam Inventory Helper. Just to point out, though, whilst it's a free extension, it will have ads. And I'm not sure if everyone's super pleased about that, but yeah, you get the idea. Right then, so when I looked at this, I thought, you know what? I do not expect that many more hammer skins to be accepted anytime soon. I think at worst that'll go down to about $1.50. So yeah, that has basically gone down to $1.50, and then it stopped. It's stagnating, and it doesn't look like it's going to go down in price anymore. So all these barders, they're doing a very good job. So okay, yeah, but like I said, let's compare to previous Christmas hammers, and you'll see for yourself that they're not doing super bad at the moment. But we do have to go quite far back. Now again, another thing with hammers, we just don't get that many of them being accepted anymore. Funnily enough, though, in 2025, it's been what 3 months, almost 4. We've already had 2. But things are still all right. Things are still okay. So scrolling down, here we have Mr. Gingerbread Hammer. That's still in the positive. Scroll, 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 scroll. And here we have Snowman Hammer. That's $3. That's still in the positive. So these older Christmas-themed hammers, they are actually pretty reliable. And him, all right, yeah, it's literally the very next year after he came out. But after that, next year, is he going to go down as bad? Probably not. And the year after that, probably not. And the year after that, probably not. So I'm just saying, that right there is probably a nice thing to consider giving a good look at. And then over to here, we have the Sheet Metal Double Door, Rust Christmas Double Door. It was a skin that sold a fairly reasonable amount, 13,800. Yep. Now, we had quite a lot of Sheet Metal Double Doors last year, and the holiday theme ones went down in price pretty badly. This has been fairly bad at one point, but what is it like now? Looking at the sales history, it went all the way down to a low point around February, the very beginning of February, and then it's just been slowly rising up ever since. So this right here is about $1.30, $1.50 here, yeah, and now it's over $2 again. Looks like someone did jump in and started doing some early buyouts. So, all right, fair enough. Other people have already made a move, but don't you think that could still rise up in price again in anticipation for Christmas later this year? Yeah, but again, other people have already made moves. What are you doing, huh? Now, some of you just probably want to sit around and try and get something with your buy orders. Fair enough. Don't blame you. I've actually picked up quite a lot already. In fact, if I were to go over to here, let's just double check. Yeah, and there you go. Loads and loads of buy orders of Christmas things. Oh, I love the Christmas things. I adore them. But again, I knew this was going to happen. So 20th of March, it's going to be around here where my lower price buy orders were going to succeed. And hey, now I just got to sit here and wait. Yeah, all right, I've got to wait. It's not super fun, but the potential profits, it's pretty good. And last year, well, a few months back, I did make some pretty good profits out of my Christmas skins. I was very happy. Much more happier compared to the previous year's Christmas, that's for sure. So, yeah, that's looking pretty good. And I'm sure you're probably understanding it. I'm pretty sure you're feeling a little bit like invested in this now. So go look at the previous Christmas Rust stores from last year, or the year before that, because those skins from previous years, well, they've had a lot more time on the Steam market. You can see a lot more sales data, and you can make a better idea of how you might want to approach things. So, yeah, just point that out. So we do have this backpack here, Snowman Backpack. When I first saw it, I thought, we've got a fun little competitor for the No Mercy backpack now, because if you can recall, when No Mercy backpack came out, that was literally one of the first ever backpack skins we ever saw. Sold an absolutely absurd amount. Then we saw this as like, oh no, we've got competition. Again, it's got the red hat, it's got the green and red scarf, but it's still mostly white, and it still seems to be reasonably appreciated. So consider this. Quite a lot of backpacks had gone down pretty badly because there's so many that came out after such a short amount of time. But this hasn't been too bad. You sold at $2.49. Yes, you're also out of season. Take that into consideration. But there's only 43 of them. There's 752111111, and then it's probably back up to its restaurant price. Don't you think that's a little bit small? I can't help but assume he'll probably go back up again. But to what amount, we'll see. Based on what I've seen in the past, things like this do tend to work out quite nicely. But you do need people who are actively going to want to buy these skins. I don't know how many people we're going to have playing around Christmas time later this year, but let me tell you, over the past few months, it's been absolutely ridiculous, all right? And if we do see this jungle update coming out in the summertime, and we potentially get even more people playing and whatnot, I hope it keeps up the momentum and it goes all the way towards the end of the year. But the amount of people playing this year at the beginning of the year compared to the previous year there's a pretty absurd difference. An extra 30,000 people have appeared somehow. They're liking the game. All right then. So you're also looking very appealing, and your price, well, if we were to look at that, it looks like you've been stagnating for a while, and it looks like he's slowly starting to trend upwards. Yes, indeed. Lowest point was $1. Right now you're sitting there at $1.20. All right, then. We'll see what happens next. So that is basically everything that needed to be said. I could show you week 3, but you might remember week 3 was a bit meh. One skin I do remember, though, was the Neon Christmas large box. Just to remind you, Mr. Epic, he's got like a strange collection going on. Started off with the small boxes. So it's a holiday batch of skins. Easter, Halloween, Christmas. Easter, Halloween, Christmas. We haven't had Easter yet, but I'll be keeping an eye out for him because, well, he might be up to something. In fact, we should be keeping an eye out for it for now because Easter's just around the corner. The spring batch of skins are starting to be collected for the spring/Easter contest. So, okay, yep, lots of things to look forward to. One extra thing I just wanted to point out, this Krampus bolt action rifle's done very well for itself. It's hardly gone down in price. People be respecting that very cool looking design. Just to remind you, you've got like Krampus here with the kids and it's like chasing after them. When you aim down the sight, it looks like that. That's awesome. So people have been appreciating. That was a lovely looking design, Cobra and Rail Eye. Props to you. And people are appreciating. So that's hardly changed. It's currently sitting here at $1.80 when it's sold for $1.99. Christmas weapons, they don't really tend to work out very nicely, as you can see, down 53, down 55, and down 37. But that has been doing very, very good. So, cool stuff. Right then, so I hope I've given some nice insight in regards to all of the Christmas stuff. It's up to you now. But like I said, with SMD.app, top right corner, I can easily navigate to other years' Christmases. Here is week 1 for 2023. And, well, okay, then, well, we've got Legacy Kevlar. Don't worry about that. That was a weird thing back there. You got the Santa jacket, you got the gingerbread bear rug, you got the Frosty's fridge, talked about that earlier, you got the garage doors. Like, all of these have gone down to a low point again. But guess what? There's another Christmas this year, and whilst you might have to wait, these are potentially to be very nice investments again. You may recall, gingerbread bear rug, that actually rose up to a very nice high price around Christmas time, didn't it? And, well, there you go, look at that. Do you reckon it could happen all over again? Well, based on what I'm seeing here, probably, because it went to a low point around the beginning of February, and now it's starting to climb up once again. Where does it stop? I don't know, but it's looking pretty interesting. Cool. So, yes, that's just a nice little insight for, approaching older skins, and you can easily navigate to many, many years back. It's not too hard. Here's Christmas week 1. Easy stuff. Right then, so that's basically everything I wanted to talk about Christmas. By the time this video is released, we're probably going through the whole event for You Trust. So you might have noticed the banner at the very top of the screen. Well, basically we'll be raising money for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Let's navigate you over to here. So you might see me bald in the future because once we reach $1,500, Hedge is shaving all of that off and these off. And he'll take the glasses off, and it'll just be a potato, and everybody gets to laugh at him. In fact, they're already starting to do it. I hate these people. But thank you for being generous and helping out. So yes, this is an event set up by Beggar Something. This is the You Trust event for Breast Cancer Research Foundation 2025. And you can see all the details there. And yes, between March 27th to the 30th, probably right now as you're watching this video, there you go. So go ahead, go on to Twitch right now. You'll probably see everybody taking part. It's streaming right now, and don't forget we also happen to have a lovely little shop here, and it'll also point out all the channels that are currently streaming right about now. So consider buying a cup, consider donating. It's all for a good cause, and that's a wrap. So go look for those lovely investments and prepare for Christmas 2025, and consider donating for a good cause. I'm sure you love breasts, right?